Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings, and this is video number 29 in the series. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I would strongly recommend you to do that. The link for the playlist is in the description below. And if you're a regular visitor on my channel, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to Looplearnings. Consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload this valuable content. Well, what we are doing is we are making POS system, and in previous video I demonstrated how to fetch data from tables or queries and bring it on the form using VBA and SQL. Before I tell you what we are going to do in today's video, I would like you to go to the looplearnings.com website. And if you actually want this entire thing to download, then I would recommend you to go to looplearnings.com, sign up to the website. It's free of cost, and you will see a course here, how to make POS system in Microsoft Access. Make sure that you click here and then you enroll in the course. Once you will enroll in the course, you then can download the file from here. And also, please, if you scroll further, I would strongly recommend you to please give your reviews. Some of the people who have given the reviews, so thank you so much. This really helps. But there are approximately 39 people who have downloaded this file, and only few people have given the review. So please spare some time. It will take around 1 second. Well, that's 1 second is too less time. Probably 10 seconds it will take to give you the review. So make sure that when you're downloading, you give me your feedback as well, so it will be published on the website. Other people can see it, how people are liking it or disliking it. Please make sure you do that. Now, talking about this, sorry I'm going a little bit for this before I'm talking about topic. Some people, they are telling me that they are downloading the file, but the file is not working. Well, make sure when you download the file and open it, you will see this kind of security warning yellow color bar on the top of the file, and that will happen only once, first time when you will open. Make sure you click on enable content. Don't click on this little crosshair. The reason I'm saying here is because I'm assuming the people who have reported that the code is not working, or this is not working, this file is what exactly you look at in the YouTube videos. So the same code, I haven't changed anything, so it should technically work. So what I'm assuming, you guys are clicking on this cross button, and that's why it is not working. So make sure that you click on enable content. Now everything should work properly. If you clicked on that little cross and you're getting errors or something is not working, make sure that you delete that file, go back to the website and download again and click on enable content, and it should be working. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say before I talk about the next topic. Anyway, so today, now we have fetched the data and information from different tables and queries, like you can see it on your screen right now. But the problem is we can't we did not build any functionality for this dynamic form. So what do we mean by build functionality? Well, number one, we have to build search functionality, because that's the whole purpose of this form, that if there are 100 orders, 1000 orders, you should be able to search for the order number. With the order number, you should be able to search. But if you are unable to do so, then technically you need to build that functionality. Another thing we want to build is create sales order. So at the moment, behind this button there is nothing. So this is what I want to build, is that I want to because this is dynamic form, this will be showing different content, different info, one form but different content it will be showing. For example, right now it is showing sales order. If I'll click on let's say invoices, it will show invoices, right? So your caption of the button will change, the data will change itself on the dynamic form, and the name of what you are viewing, that will also be changed. So it's important that you build the search functionality, and you build some actionable content behind this button, right? So that's what I will try to do it. Of course, I'll not be able to demonstrate all the buttons and everything in this one video, but I'll try to demonstrate at least 2 buttons, so you can at least get an idea how to go with the rest of the buttons and rest of the data. Okay, now another thing, if you remember, if I'll go to back end of this form, let's say if I click here, and if I'll go to the event tab, you see we set a structure of this dynamic form, right? So we set a structure. Where is dynamic form? Here it is. Right click, design view. We set the structures such as how many columns should be, what should be the width of the column, and what the caption of the button should be. So that is called a structure of a dynamic form. So I want to keep the similar structure, which means I want to keep the similar kind of column count, similar kind of width, everything essentially when I'm performing the search operation particularly. So to do that, what I would suggest, what I do, well, whatever I'm showing you, this is what I do technically whenever I'm working on this kind of application. So rather than remembering that how many column count, what is the column width, it's kind of tricky to remember everything. So what I want you to do, go to the dashboard form, click on each button. So for example, if I click here, if I go to the back end of this button, this is the code we wrote in the previous video. So what I would do, I would copy this code, only this line of code. I have already done that workaround. So if I'll open the Word file, you will see here. So view sales order, right? That's the button name. This is the button name that we actually, this is the button name, right? View sales order. And behind that, this is the structure we built for that dynamic form. So even when I'm searching, I would like to have the same structure. I don't want to have different column width when I'm fetching the information and different column width when I'm searching the record. I want to keep the consistency, so it should look pleasing to the eye and it should be easy for the user. So that's why what I do is I copy this particular code to the Word file, then I go with the buttons one by one, and actually I keep the similar structure to make sure that nothing really changes no matter what user is doing. So that's what you do first, right? The way I did it, and then you actually go ahead and write the code. So we have the name of this form, this text box is called txt search, and search button is there. I was actually doing a little bit of demonstration before I started recording, just to make sure that everything works. Okay, so first thing first I would like to do is, you know that I like to copy the error handling. Now, so let's go ahead and do the coding behind search button. Now, because this is dynamic form, different type of data will be displayed here. So we want to refer to this text box every now and then, and this is what I'll show you. So click on search button, event tab, on click event, .. code builder, and you paste in your code block for error handling. Okay, now here you will type in the code. So the first logic I want to build is that if this text box is empty and somebody is clicking on search, then do nothing, right? Because we don't want to do anything. If this text box is empty and somebody is clicking here, we are not telling the Microsoft Access what it should filter, and so therefore it should not do anything. So let's write in that code, if is null, me.txt search dot value is equal to true, then do nothing, right? Else, if that's not empty, if user has written something, then what should be done? Well, the first thing I would say is that we have to check what data is being displayed on this dynamic form. As I mentioned, it is one form, but different set of information is being displayed on it. So first of all, we need to check what information is being displayed. So that we are going to check by referring to this text box, and the name of this text box is txt now viewing. Okay, so we'll say if me dot txt now viewing dot value is equal to, now make sure that you have the same what do you call this, parameter or attribute, or the same wording that you have used while you did the coding for this button. So for example, if I go behind this button, what I did, I said the txt now viewing should be is equal to sales order. So therefore we have to use the same terminology when we are coding for the searching. I don't know whether you're understanding or not, but I'm trying my best to simplify it. If you're not understanding, sorry, please rewatch it. You might get an idea, or just keep watching and you will get idea what I'm trying to do here. So the important point is make sure that this the value that we have set for now viewing should be exactly same if you want to perform an action. So okay, so where we were here, if it's equal to sales order, oops, then okay, so what we are saying, hey, before you do anything with the data, first we want you to search this text box, or not search, check this text box and validate what is being displayed here, what information is being displayed on this form. So if it is sales order, then you search for the sales order. If it is saying that this text box saying that it is purchase order, then your dynamic form should show and search the purchase orders. Hopefully you're getting an idea. Okay, so that's why we want to check this. Okay, if me.txt now viewing is dot value is equal to sales order, then what should be done? Well then simply search for the record. And which record? Well, whatever record is being displayed on this dynamic list. So we'll say me.dynamic list dot row source is equal to what? Now again, as I said, make sure that you keep the same structure, you get the same data, you search for the same data. When you are completing your search, you have the exact same data, which means exact same columns. So let me explain you. So for example, here if you will see that you have order number, order date, order type, order total, RSP, status. So when you are fetching the data from query, you are actually fetching this information. When you are searching the data by typing in the order number here, and the search result that will return should have the exact same information on your dynamic form. Otherwise your user will get confused that, hey, before it was showing order date, now after search it is not showing order date, or before it was not showing the person who has created the order, now it is showing the person who has created the order. Well, if you intentionally want to build that functionality, it's up to you, but in order to keep the consistency, it is important that you copy the data and follow the same structure. So I'm not going to type in again because we have written this code already. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to copy this, I'm going to come here, and I'm going to do a little bit of modification as well, because here we are simply fetching the information data. We are not searching it, we are just fetching it. To search, we have to give where clause, right? This is where the search is different than fetching the data. I hope I'm making sense here. Okay, so you have to use where clause whenever you're searching something. So we'll say where what? Where order number, okay, is equal to, okay, where order number is equal to this order number. So you'll see first field, it has order number is equal to whatever order number is written in this text box. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we'll say me.txt search, that's it. And when the search result is returned, we want to keep the same structure. Therefore, I'm going to copy and paste this code. Okay. Well, if you don't know how this code was written, this is why I was saying at the start of the videos that please click on the link below and watch the previous video, particularly to check how this code was written, how the structure was created. Okay. All right. So we have told the search parameter what Microsoft Access should search, and it will actually refer to index, which is order number, and it will search for the order number. And while returning the result, it will make sure that it carries the same structure. Okay, so let's close that out and let's search us and test if it works or not. So block if without end if. Okay, one more end if. All right, let's debug it, close it. Now I'm going to log on. Okay, let's go to the view sales order. Now we have fetched the information from query. We have it on our dynamic form. Now, if I'll type in here, for example, I'll search for order number 15. Okay, and here we go. It is searching. So order number 15 is being searched correctly. Now, how about if I want to return back to all the records? Well, we have to do coding behind show all button. So how do we do that? Well, simply we'll go to design view. Okay, show all event, on click event code builder, and in here, first of all, we will copy the error handling. Remember, you do that on error resume next. Oops. All right, now in here we want to return to all the records. So after search is performed, then we want to return back to the original state, which means we want to see all the records related to what is being shown here. So for example, if initially the sales order were being shown here, then the moment we click on show all, it should return back to showing all the sales order. Okay, so and for that also we will write the exact same code block, but we will not use the where clause. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply copy this code and paste in here. Now I know this, I'm not writing the code line by line because I have already written it. And I would suggest you, if you are if you're just getting to learn the VBA, then do not do copy and paste. Then type the code by yourself. Okay, because I've done the practice, I have a little bit of practice experience with the VBA, and I want to keep the tutorial as short as possible. That's why I'm just copy pasting. But in your case, please do not copy and paste. Learn, and you will only learn when you will type in. Now let's go ahead and remove this where clause. Remember, as I said a little earlier, where clause will only be used if you are searching for a record. Okay, if you are searching for a record, then you will use where clause when you want to find a particular order, particular invoice, whatsoever. And another reason to copy the code block is to make sure that we are keeping the structures same. Right, let's go ahead and test it out. So I'll log in again. I'll go to the view all sales orders. Now let's search for sales order number 15, and we have sales order 15. And now let's click on show all. Boom, we are back to show all. Search, and we have the order number searched. Then we click on show all, and we are back to the all the sales order actual form. Now you notice, even after the search is performed, this 15, order number 15, whatever the search parameter I've typed in here, it is still there. So we need to write one line of code. So the moment when we click on show all, this should get clear automatically. Okay, we don't have to go and type it, backspace it, or delete it manually. We want this to be automatic. And to do that, I'll click here, show all, and then I will, at the end of it, I will say, because we have already done the search, and we don't want to use that information, and therefore we will delete it. me.txt now viewing dot value is equal to null. That's it. So now if I will search, okay, so let's say we search the order number 15 again, and now if I click on show all, it still doesn't go. Why it doesn't go? Let's see. Wait a second. Okay, sales order is here. I've searched for the order. Now I click on show all, and now viewing goes away. Oh, because I've done a mistake here. And the mistake is I've given the reference of this text box rather than this text box. So that's the mistake. That's why it is disappearing, and that 15 was, see, txt now viewing. What I'm doing. These things happens. So you have to be very active and clear-minded. So now if I'll search for order number 15, Now if I'll click on show all, boom, our code is working perfectly fine. Now one more two more things in fact. Now from this screen itself we can give functionality to user to create a new sales order, rather than user will close this, go to this button, and then would be able to create a new sales order. Well, from this screen itself we will be giving this option to user to create a new sales order, and to do that you have to do coding behind it. Okay, let's go to the back end of this code, this form. We'll click here, event tab, ... and remember, always remember to get the error handling first. Okay, so we will say here, what do we want to achieve? Well, if the txt now viewing says sales order, therefore this button should create sales order. Okay, but before it creates sales order, it should confirm from user. Basically it should ask, hey, do you really want to create sales order? And user should click yes or no, right? If user clicks on yes, then it should be creating the sales order. And to do that, we will say if me.txt now viewing dot value is equal to sales order, then okay, then what you need to do is you will say dim integer, dim response as integer. Okay, response is equal to message box. Are you sure you want to create the new sales order? Okay, VB yes no plus VB question comma choose option. That will be header of the message box. Okay, so let's give a beep response as well. All right, so if response is equal to VB yes, then of course go ahead and create a new sales order. Do cmd dot open form, and which form? Well, order F, that's the form name, comma add mode, we want to open, else do nothing. So if user clicks on no, then do nothing. So let's close this out. All right, okay, one more and if block. Okay, so let's go ahead and test it out. Log on, password, here we are, boom, we are getting an option, right? Are you sure you want to create a new sales order? If I click no, then it does nothing. I click again, then I click on yes, and it creates a new sales order. Now, by the way, one more thing I wanted to show is that after creating a sales order, now we are able to create a new sales order. The other thing we would like to do is, for example, if I want to open any of this sales order, then I should be able to open the sales order, right? So if I want to open order number 12 or order number 15, if I double click here, then the order should open. I should be able to see the information related to that order. So I'll go to the design view, right? I'll click on this list box and even tap on click event code builder. Let's get the error handling code block first, and in here I will type in the code. So I will say that if me.txt now viewing dot value is equal to sales order, then to cmd dot open form, which form? Order form, order f, comma comma comma, where condition we will have to provide. So we'll say order num is equal to me dot dynamic list dot column, and order number in the list box is always in the column 0. Okay, so we want to open that order, simple as that. So let's go and test it out. User ID, password. Okay, let's click on order number 15. Boom, we have the information which is being displayed. Let's click on order number 12. We have the information which is being displayed. Okay, all right, okay, all right, so it is working. Order number 19, order number 19. So all of it is working. So basically what we did in this tutorial is that we have already fetched the information. We built the search functionality. Okay, we can search for one record, show all. We build the functionality to create a new record. We build a functionality to actually view the existing record from the database. Okay, so that's what we did in this tutorial. Now I have noticed one or two things that I want to make some correction, which I'll do it in the next video for sure. But until now, this is the tutorial. I can't show, I mean, it will be a very long video if I'll sit down and try to show the coding for each button. I've given you demonstration exactly same way you do the VBA coding for all the type of records. If you have any issue, if you have any concern, please tell me in the comments below. I'll be very happy to assist you. Thank you so much for your support. There are people who are watching my videos, who are supporting my channel, who are giving me encouragement. Thank you so much, right? I really appreciate that. But this is it for today's video. If you liked whatever you have seen, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload any video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.